Welcome to the Killer Innovation Show, the longest continuously produced podcast in history. Each week, Phil McKinney brings you the insights and strategies to amplify your creativity and innovation skills. Here's your host, Phil McKinney.
Welcome to this week's show. We're trying a little experiment. We're going to record this one actually while I'm in the car on the way to the office. Trying to get some shows in the can before heading up to the Olympic Peninsula area for the summer. I'll be in the bus there, and I will be online and working using the Starlink high performance that we had installed on top of the bus over about a year ago. So, most recently, we've been running a series of shows, one, with both video and audio. So if you're a podcast listener, you're getting the traditional audio. If you're a new follower on the YouTube channel, you're getting the video. We did the series on creative thinking styles, so divergent thinking, convergent thinking. We talked about aesthetic thinking, systems thinking, and inspirational thinking. If you haven't seen that, hop on over and catch up on those episodes. And then I got a question from a listener about starting a career in the innovation space. What is it going to take? What would be my advice given my better than 35-year experience being in the innovation industry? So I shared some thoughts, and there'll probably be more episodes coming along on that as more feedback comes from you, the listeners. But today I'm actually addressing a question that I got this week from the interns. Every year we bring in 15 to 20, 25 interns. It's a much smaller number than my years as the CTO at HP, where we would literally have hundreds and hundreds of interns for the summer. So at the beginning of the summer, as a little bit of their onboarding, I always host a lunch and also give them kind of an introduction to innovation, how I think about it, how to think about it in the context of terminology. So when they're working with our research and innovation teams, they kind of have the language background on it. And so hopefully they found that useful. But one of the advices I got, or questions I got about advice during the lunch this week with the interns was specifically around what advice would I give them. These are, typically third, fourth year undergrads, masters, PhD, postdocs. And that's kind of the breadth of the internships we take in every year for the summer. And I shared, and I've shared this in the past in episodes, but it's worth repeating, particularly given just the sheer number of new followers, new listeners to the show. And that is, my thoughts on how do you make yourself most attractive to a future employer. And now this applies whether you're in the innovation space or whether you are, just doing anything else, any type of a job. Now, in the case of specifically innovation, or if you're a technologist or a business person, etc., we typically have an expertise in a very strong area. You're very good in finance, or you're a software programmer, or you're a graphic artist, or you're a ad copywriter, or whatever it is, you've got some form of deep expertise that you can share. Now, that's great. You can go very, very deep in that expertise. But what employers are looking for are people who have a deep expertise, but who also have a wide range of experiences, whether that be across different industries. So working, in, manufacturing, working in digital services, working in regional, working in multinational organizations, whatever, but they want that breadth, but also a breadth in job function. Have you only been in one job function your entire career? Have you just always been a programmer? Have you just always been a advertising copywriter? Whatever it is your expertise in just one area? Now, the way I look at this, I look at it as two types of individuals. What I would call I-shaped, meaning very, very deep in your specific area of expertise, or a T-shaped, meaning you have good breadth. You still have your deep expertise, but you have a variety of experiences. So when I was sharing this answer to the question I got during the lunch with the interns this week, I also gave the example of my own experience starting off in my career. And that became from Bob Davis, my mentor. Bob hired me into my first job. It was a division of Pernisol Publishing as a software programmer. And then within 3 to 6 months, I was being promoted to manage a small team of the software developers. Bob pulled me aside and said, "Hey, you can be a great programmer. You got strong technical skills, the work you've done, high quality, blah, blah, blah. But," he says, "if you really want to have success in your career, you need to know more than just have your technical skills, your technical chops." So Bob put me into what I now refer to as a rotation. So he basically moved me throughout the organization. So I would spend 6 months in IT, 6 months in marketing, 6 months in finance, 6 months in sales. I literally worked in every department in the organization. Got to see how those people operated, became part of project teams, learned how to translate my technical skills and be able to communicate with people who didn't have strong technical skills. And remember, this is back in the early, late 70s, early 80s. And we were doing software development for the early PCs at that time. So you had new technology, things that people just were not familiar with. There was not a PC on every desk back then. They were very rare to find them even in office environments. But that experience of Bob having moved me throughout the organization, and having that experience of working across all the different departments really whetted my appetite to continue to build out what I now refer to as my T-shaped, getting a variety of industries. I've worked in publishing, computer-based training development, advanced microprocessors, early artificial intelligence, mobile technology, mobile telephony, in the late 80s. And then ultimately, more recently, being one of the co-founders at Telligent, and then going to HP and now at CableLabs. So I would credit that T-shaped mantra of really equipping me for the career and the career success I had. It has really been transformative, gives me an incredibly broad experience, and my ability to read people and communicate to the people based on their background, their experiences, and their expertise. It has particularly been extremely helpful both at Hewlett Packard and at CableLabs, where I'm interacting with people across a wide range of different levels, from CEOs of Fortune 100 companies down to small operations that are family operated, and being able to translate and transform how I present ideas, innovations, technologies, solving problems to those people with a wide range of experiences and expertise. So, again, my advice, if you want career success, is you need to have a deep set of expertise in a given area, whether that be technology, marketing, strategy, whatever. But you also have to have that T-shaped. You have to have that experience and expertise across job functions, and I would encourage you to also think about industries, getting a breadth of industry experience. But at the same time, my other flip side, here's a bonus: do not job flip. Don't do the 1 year, 2 year thing and flip, between jobs. In my case, I've been here at CableLabs now starting 12 years. I was 10 years at HP. When you find someplace that works, that continues to give you the opportunities and expand your experience, stay. Commit. Be part of that team. Be part of that culture. Be part of that organization. Those experiences, those networks, those connections will be hugely valuable. But back to answering the question that I got from the internally this week: what do I attribute? What's my advice for the key career success that I've had? It is not being focused on just being an I-shaped individual, not just being deep, but be deep in one area, but have that T-shaped, broad experience, broad expertise that applies across a wide range of areas. So hopefully you found this useful. If you like this format, it's easy for me to do because I have typically a 45-minute drive into the office, and maybe we use this format to answer other questions that you see fit. If you've got a question, post them in the comments, or go over to philmckinney.com and you can submit the form there, and you can send me your questions, comments, and we'll see if we can't get to them. So with that, go out there, be creative, work on your ideas, and go and change the world. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Podcasting nonstop since 2005, this has been the Killer Innovation Show on the Innovators Network.